These temperatures get warmer like they are this week, the closer it is to boating season. But before you hit the water, there are several things you should think about. Whether you're a recreational boater or fisherman, dams can present dangers that are not worth the risk. And here to talk about safety and what you need to know, we have Strickland with TVA and Roy Smith with TWRA. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right, first off, let's just go ahead and get started. We're talking all about dam safety, boating safety. Tennessee has a lot of dams in our waterways.
Yes, that's right. TVA is responsible for well over 100 dams across our 6-state region where we have dams, including 10 main river dams that have locks on them on the Tennessee River. And, you know, our dam safety organization has a fantastic group of engineers and specialists that sometimes have to work around the clock to ensure all of these dams are kept up to date with maintenance and inspections to make sure that they all perform optimally during high rain events or any kind of storm cells that come through the system.
And those dams do pose certain safety risks too. I know TWRA, you guys see stuff every year, unfortunately. What are the certain risks that are associated with those areas?
Yeah, absolutely. We're very fortunate in East Tennessee to have across the state to have all the dams that we have, and those dams present opportunities for fishermen and boaters, but with those opportunities and that access comes some responsibility and comes some danger, unfortunately. So the things that we really want to remind people is while we want folks to enjoy that opportunity to fish around these dams, to boat in those areas and on these reservoirs, be aware that when those dams are operating, when they're spilling, when they're generating, when they're discharging the locks, that those can be very, very dangerous places. So heed the warnings, pay attention to the sirens, pay attention to the flashing lights, and if that dam's operating, give it a wide berth.
And I know that these dams and our waterways in general, they have a lot of power behind them. Just the sheer amount, there was a stat you guys sent over to us, the sheer amount of water that spills over these dams is wild to me.
Yes, it sometimes can be compared during the certain weather events that may occur. We can pass as much water across our system, well exceeding Niagara Falls is 3.25 million gallons per second. So it's insane.
Wow, and of course there's always risks on the water with boaters every year. Unfortunately, we do see fatalities, no matter whether it's closer to a dam or beyond. But what are some safety tips people need to keep in mind as we head into this great weather?
Yeah, absolutely. So our two main goals with water safety in general is life jackets and avoid alcohol. And then just pay attention to your surroundings. You know, I think often folks kind of forget that the waterway and boats can be dangerous. They're out there having fun. It is recreation. And that's what we want people to do. But some situational awareness and just paying attention to your surroundings, it goes a long ways.
Yeah, and okay, last thing that we're going to talk about is actually a fun thing. We've talked about the safety that you need to know as you head out on the water, close to those dams. That is something both of you and your organizations want people to keep in mind, but something fun's coming to Knoxville next week, Bassmaster. So sort of each of you take turns, talk a little bit about how TVA and TWRA are gearing up for that big event.
Yeah, absolutely. So TVA, the whole organization, TVA, will be present at Bassmaster Classic Expo. That'll be at the Knoxville Convention Center, March 13th through the 15th. But then Dam Safety, our organization, will also be there. We will have a boat that we used in a demonstration video to kind of simulate the effects of the forces that these spillways can put off if somebody gets a little too close. And so public safety around dams will be out there, dam safety will be out there, the whole TVA organization will be out there to share with people about what TVA does for the beautiful Tennessee Valley region.
Yeah, and TWRA too.
Yeah,
so
and we'll spool up a lot of our resources. Our fisheries folks will be at the convention center, kind of highlighting why the Classic is here. We have a very good resource, a very good fishery is why they're coming. So we'll highlight some of the work that goes into keeping that fishery healthy and something that you can take advantage of as a citizen here. And then we'll have our law enforcement folks will be out in force on the water, helping to spread that message of safety, because that's what we're looking for. Everybody have fun and be safe.
All right. Well, Harrison and Roy, thank you both for coming in today.
Absolutely.
And reminding folks to be safe. You can never hear it enough. We'll continue to cover Bassmaster and boating safety throughout the season as it gets warmer. So